Good evening, it's Brian here, Dr. Brian. It's Thursday, it's just after 6, it's winter, and I'm pretty ready for dinner in a minute. What have I been doing in the last month? I have, a ClickFunnels challenge, 30-day challenge is finished, so I haven't finished the challenge, I'm still plodding along. However, it's been a most intriguing month. Actually, I think it's 5 weeks in total because it was a pre-week and then 4 weeks of the actual challenge. And so the benefit that I've received is I'm kind of reignited around my passion for chiropractic and what it does, because in the process of building this marketing platform, or ClickFunnels is a platform to use the internet to find your perfect client. So they're out there, so it's a matter of then making an offer that will catch their interest. So basically, hook, story, offer. Very cool, very groovy, nothing new, but just really good to learn it in a really focused way with a supportive team. However, I've just found that I am much more galvanized about what I do. So that's a really exciting outcome. And I guess whenever we decide to look at anything in detail and examine it closely, especially something in our life, two things happen. We either get in love with it again, or we realize it's past its usefulness, and that can happen in work, in relationships, in possessions in the house, all sorts of things. And so whether it's I love it or I don't is almost irrelevant. The benefit is you get clarity about what's important. And I'm very fortunate that I really realize that now what we do, what I do, what chiropractic can do for a body is pretty amazing and wonderful. And then because that's what I'm focusing on, I'm getting this really great feedback from clients who are saying, I can't believe how I feel so much better, and this is great, and look, that's a fabulous tip, and now when I do squats at the gym it feels so different, and that is really exciting. It's really great. I'm loving it. I'm changing hands. It gets a bit tiring. So I'm thinking that for each of you, looking at your life in a bit of detail allows you to reevaluate what's number one, what's important, and why you're doing things. Because often we're doing stuff out of habit, and habit is a very powerful force. It's something that allows us to go through life without thinking about everything, because that would be exhausting and we wouldn't get much done. But we often just end up doing habitualizing things that don't serve us. And that's a very significant reason why a lot of us don't remotely achieve our goals or don't achieve what we could achieve, because we're busy routinely doing things that don't support that. So it's interesting because I've done a number of things all at once. I've done this 30-day challenge, and I believe in the next 7 to 10 days I will have my first funnel advertising platform launched, and that will be really good, and the market, you guys will tell me if what I'm offering is of value to you. And it is of value, but maybe I'm not explaining it correctly, in which case I can refine my message, and that will be really good, because then when I'm talking to people face to face, I'll do a better job of communicating to them. And I'm doing a Bob Proctor program. That's a coaching program, and that is got a certain amount of overlay and line up with what I've been doing with the ClickFunnels. So that's really asking me what's valuable, setting goals, looking at ineffective habits, changing them for effective habits, and really doing all those principles out of Think and Grow Rich and many other similar templates for success, that you really focus on what you want and make that your daily mantra. It's powerful stuff. Mostly we have equal and opposite thoughts of I could and I can't and maybe not. So understandably we don't go forward because you've got a tug of war that's fairly equal, so the flag on the rope doesn't move one way or another. And that's been really cool to observe how everything has synchronicity. And I've also changed my eating program to paleo, which I talked about the other week. And maybe my skin may be a bit dry, but I'm not sure if that's actually to do with midwinter, which is quite common for me, so I'm not going to blame it on the food because I've had that before. But I've lost some body fat, I've lost a bit of stomach fat, which is good, and I'm intrigued now to see what is the longevity of a change like this. You know, where does the willpower fold when you feel a bit hungry and the biscuits or cake look weirdly attractive? So keep your eye on the space. And in conjunction with that, I'm redoing a Ben Palkowski MI40 training routine, which is super focused, and that's really good. So going to the gym has a bit of new energy around it, and I'm getting there more consistently. So what habits are getting me in the direction I want to go, and which ones are holding me back? So that's an interesting observation. And how we work with our lifestyle and health outcomes obviously has a huge overlay. So if this new eating program is really good for me, then it's something I should do longer term, in which case how then do you make that sort of transition something that is your daily habit without sliding back to where you came from and saying it didn't work? Largely we tend to be not long enough term in these kind of endeavours. You know, I sat through 6 years of moderately, you know, difficult and intense study to retrain as a chiropractor, and there were many days when I was pretty tempted to throw the towel in, but once you've achieved a certain tipping point of, initially you're excited, so you're keeping going, halfway through you're feeling what on earth have I taken on, like driving to Queensland. Before you get to Coffs Harbour you think you're mad, let alone driving to Perth. God knows I'll do that one day. So I think it's important to actually test yourself and see if you can maintain the rigour and routine to achieve a goal, because we all have them. Often we just park them because we've convinced ourselves that they're too difficult to achieve. But you have to get past that tipping point of ambition and desire, the desire which is the broken into its root. It is the sire, so it instigates the new dream. So desire is about starting a dream and then carrying it forward with action. So 8 minutes and a little bit, time to go. So for your homework, I would recommend getting a piece of paper and writing down, say, 5 things that you'd like to have in your life, and take all the limiting thoughts away. There's another exercise I'll talk about in the future, which is remarkably challenging to look at as you do it, because you realise every time you have a thought, you have a counter thought that says, probably not. So experiment a little bit with what you'd like and see how you get on. And you could comment below, let us know. Because often what we find is that when your body is really tuned up and you have lashings of energy and clarity of thought, things like that are exciting. But if you're feeling exhausted soon after you get up or when you wake up, the idea of taking on a challenge like this that I've done on the last 30 days is actually overwhelming, and we don't want that. So let's find the path of ease, let's find the path of inspiration and create something amazing that we are each giving great value to the world around us. Okay, speak to you soon.